want to invite us into a journey of loving, of touching, of massaging, of playing, experimenting. Choose your own adventure. Pants are optional. Sex is optional. Love is optional. Magic is optional. Flossing is optional. Encouraged. Flossing is encouraged. Are you thirsty? Would you like to go on a journey of love? Woo! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, ah, ah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have some shame. Today, I've been spending a significant amount of time on screens, like on watching TV shows. And I don't want to shame myself. And I don't want to shame any of us. And when I look back at my life, I struggled to build friendships. I struggled to find my people. And I've spent years of my life watching TV shows and movies, sometimes watching the same ones over and over and over again. And I don't want to punish myself. I want to nourish myself and to love myself. And on some level, this journey feels like there's some similarities to those years of TV and movies. And I wonder how many it would add up to. I think it would be a lot. Yeah. It sounds like there's somebody out there, but I don't see anybody. Anxiety. Anxiety. Where was I? Yeah, spending years. And now, this feels like some sort of a juicy sex positive experiment, relationship, friendship. I don't know exactly what to call this. Sometimes I feel like the English language doesn't have the words to describe what I am experiencing and what is happening in my body and in my heart. And I will do my best to express myself. To me, this is an opportunity to love, an opportunity to practice loving. Some people knit, some people bake, some people fill in the blank. I want to choose love, and I want to be intentional with how we love, especially for those of us that struggle with feeling connected, for those of us that struggle with anxiety and mental health and feeling like we don't have the love that we've tried so hard to find in this universe. And I hope that this can be a way to practice loving ourselves, because what I've learned is that a lot of the time people that we think we love, or the people that we think love us, aren't able to actually show up in the ways that we need. And if we don't give ourselves that love, we may not receive any love. I'm learning to give myself love. And I'm learning that sometimes having creative ways, like a physical way to wrestle and play and fill in the blank, is a way for me to feel loved. And I've been having the best sex of my life over the last probably about 32 hours, 36 hours maybe. And I don't know what to say. Sometimes we make our own magic. I guess I've been trying to make magic. And there is still a part of me that wants to make magic with other people. And I believe that it's possible. And also, it just feels like the dating culture is becoming more and more disposable. And that just doesn't work for my heart or my body or my brain. So I'm trying to be patient and cautious. Yeah. I thought this was going to be a porno. But I don't think it's going to be a porno. Not everything needs to end with sex. It's another one of the lessons that I've learned. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy sex. And I like sex, but not all the time. I am not a sex machine. Sometimes I feel like people treat me as if I am one. But loving sex and being skillful at sex is not a sex machine. And sex machines are not skillful at sex. They're mechanical and, well, in my experience, sex machine has very limited possibilities in terms of touch and pleasure. I don't want to be a sex machine. I want to be loving. I want to be magic. I want to be alive. And I live in so much fear that my interest in love and magic is met with hostility and violence. Well, yeah, right before I pressed record, I was reading this article about how waving as a pedestrian has a pattern of, I think they've done some studies, and people who wave at people driving by, it's a practice of some sort of a shared human interaction and not just ignoring the car or ignoring the driver, but having that tiny little noticing of their existence and of the driver not running the person over, which is one of my fears and one of the reasons why I do wave when people pass by, is just to say thank you for not running me over, because I think some people do want to run me over and I'm grateful that some people don't. Yeah. I have a lot of anxiety right now. I think I should do some movement, like working out, I think will be good. So I'm gonna do a workout, and yeah, I'll probably just put on maybe some. I've been watching. I think it's called The Big C on Netflix. It's about this woman that has cancer. I think it's a dramatic comedy, and watching TV shows like that reminds me that life is short. Make the most of it. Yeah. I don't want to take my life for granted. And I think watching medical dramas sometimes can remind us life can be very short. Yeah. Okay. That is what I'm going to do. This is not a spicy ending, and I am proud of myself for that. I'd like to celebrate that. Yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, I'm proud of myself finding an alternative ending, and it's a big deal. I think especially for men, we can feel this pressure to want sex and to prove ourselves through sex, and that it can be quite difficult for us to say no to sex with all the assumptions about how sexual men are supposed to be. And yeah, I suppose it is a big deal to have this as a potential ending. And yeah, well done. Way to keep your clothes on. I'm talking to myself. I'm celebrating myself. The little things. And not that there's anything wrong with not wearing clothes, but sometimes I want to celebrate wearing clothes. Sometimes I want to celebrate not wearing clothes. And I support you to celebrate whatever feels aligned for you. Because right now, if I was to take off my clothes, that would feel like it wasn't the right time. However, at other times it does feel right. Or at least it feels more aligned. Right now, it would feel very out of alignment. I never thought I would be doing this and showing my face in doing this and talking about anxiety and vulnerability and then also having sex. And also this is just something I'm super grateful for. And in some ways it comes from the heartbreaks and the struggles to feel connected. This is my creative solution. And yeah, I am grateful to have this creative solution and to be able to share this with you, and hopefully to make the world a better place in how we think about sex and love and our responsibilities to honor our hearts and our bodies, and to make this world a better, safer, more loving place so that we can all be who we are and express ourselves and hopefully love ourselves, even if other people don't give us what we need, that we can do the best to give that to ourselves. Whew. Okay. I'm proud of you.